Let's see what we know so far. First, we have payment processors, collective shout, UK government, aka UK Online Safety Act, among the enemies of censorship. And now, here's another one.
This comes to us from Gilburo, who says currently people are contacting Visa and MasterCard en masse in an effort to get them to explain why they're banning legal content from being transacted through their systems. These arbitrary restrictions cause companies like Steam and Itch and others to pull violent and adult video games from their platforms. They continue to remain silent on the reason why they were enforced the restrictions on the companies. I surmise they are gagged from speaking through likely threat of regulatory pressure. May I introduce, this gets interesting, all right? Russ Vaught, a co-writer for Project 2025, director of the United States Office of Management and Budget, and acting director of the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. This is a picture of what this guy looks like. This gets very, very curious. There's a video to show you guys. I've seen part of it, and yikes. This man has already publicly stated his desire to have pornographic content, violent video games, and other types of content, quote unquote, harmful to children, because there we go again, banned from the internet.
Why don't we try use his logic? Hey, Russ Vaught. Now, by your logic, when people desire to have, or in this case, you know what, let me rephrase that. I don't want to get banned. In Russell Vaught's logic, people who has violent in video games, or in this case, the P content, or any types of content that is harmful to children, should be banned from the internet. Okay, let's just say this. Russ Vaught's logic, myself who plays violent video games such as House of the Dead, when I was in preschool, I should be harmful. I should be desensitized. Just like he says, violent video games and other types of content which is harmful to children. I'm still here. I'm still alive. So how are you going to explain to that, Russ Vaught? And it says right here, this claim was not based on unbiased scientific testing. Oh, one more thing, a little recap. I don't know if you know this. There was one time I heard that Donald Trump having a meeting on video game developers about this kind of issues, and he was forced to back down. And some of you who have supported, or in this case elected, Donald Trump knows that that's not the kind of people that is easy to be forced to back down.
This claim he makes is not based on unbiased scientific testing. In a 2-minute clip posted on YouTube by The Intercept, the following transcript, highlighted in yellow, shows his intended starting point. Start with children. And then he cuts himself off from explaining the next part of the plan of violent video games, etc., as that route had failed twice already in the past few decades. And we'll come back to this, but I do want to play this about 2-minute clip here for you.
While the like to dislike ratio is good, keep in mind, again, here's another logic. When it comes to this kind of topic, I'm going to keep on bringing it up, okay? Now, in any of these idiots' logic, if I play a video game, let's say House of the Dead, I play House of the Dead when I was in preschool or about to start preschool. In their logic, I should be desensitized to violence. Newsflash, I'm not, and I'm still here today. I'm not desensitized.
Because yikes, all right?
When I talk about 50-year issues that we've lost because we didn't have the right framing, that's one of them. And you know, our view is we've got to have a culture that values babies and the life that's created and is focused on the birth rates and makes them a positive good as opposed to a burden. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we're always looking for.
So banning violent video games somehow makes people want to have sex more and have more kids? How about fixing the fucking economy? How about start with that?
Yeah, that's true. They should fix the damn economy where everywhere you go, yes, it may be look bleak or some people are just living their normal life, but the most part, the majority of it, the economy is a dumpster fire. Because as long as there's war happening, the economy is not going to get any better as long as there's war either in Europe or in the Middle East. Cost of living just went off the roof or just shoot to the roof. Seriously, just fix the damn economy.
That actually might change it a lot more. I can tell you from personal experience. We have 2 kids. I wanted to have more kids. We did not have the financial means to have more kids. So we didn't have more kids. The problem against us when we were younger and able to have kids, I mean, I guess we could still have kids now, but at this point, my wife is a little old for that. Theoretically, it's still possible, but it's just that time is kind of past. Um, Ironically, as a younger generation, that's when you're supposed to be having kids, when your body is able to have the kids, when you're not making very much money and everything costs too much to live. And you can only get the money when you're older to be able to live. And you don't know if you're going to have a job in the future to pay for things. You can't take out credit forever. And you don't want to live in so much stress. So ultimately, we made the decision of we're going to take on what we can. And we got one boy, we got one girl, and we're like, you know what? I guess that's good. I always wanted at least 3, but we'll do the 2 and we're good with that because financially we cannot afford a third one. It had nothing to do with pornography, violent video games, anything else in our entertainment medium, nothing at all. My wife was beautiful. She still is beautiful. We loved to try to have kids, if you know what I mean. But it was more one of those, we can't afford it. That's always the thing that none of these people ever want to talk about.
They don't want to talk about because otherwise they have to talk about the budget, the economy. I wanted to get married, but truth be told, when you don't have enough money to at least afford the basic necessity, how are you going to afford for marriage? I know I'm not supposed to be talking about it, but sometimes when you don't have enough things, or in this case, enough money to afford things like marriage or anything, then you're gonna have to make do with what you have. Save enough money. When I was starting my first job, every time I look at my paycheck and I look at it and I think to myself, do I have enough money to sustain myself and also do YouTube full time? Every day I always look back at my paycheck, or in this case, my bank account, and I will always think to myself, okay, how far can I go before my money runs out, or in this case, before I'm monetized? Because that's my goal. I'm trying to do my best to get monetized, and my second channel just got past 500 subscribers. Even though watch hour is still 500 watch hours away, look, I'm still working on it. Yes, even though watch hour will take time for it to come, assuming I got there. But the question is, let's just say I'm monetized. Okay, let's just say I'm monetized. Can it get me further with the funds I have? That's the real question.
I always want to talk about all the other excuses why people don't have more kids. It's like, no, it's actually the really simple answer. If everything costs too much money, that's the reason. That's the only reason.
What's the immediate fight leverage point that we can win and win a debate that allows us the next fight to get more of the win than we could have? For instance, right now we came up with an idea on pornography to make it so that the porn companies bear the liability for the underage use, as opposed to the person who visits the website getting to just certify that I'm 18.
Right there, what he said is massive.
That could be working, but then again, don't forget one thing. Remember, there's still the Online Safety Act. The only way that plan can work is if the Online Safety Act is kaput, abolished. That's the only way, because otherwise the government will arrest people all in the names of child protection. Yes, they will.
Is massive. Did you catch what he just said? He said that they wanted to put it on the pornography companies, that they're at fault if a kid finds their way onto their site. How the hell? First off, why is it their problem? This is the World Wide Web. Why is it their problem if someone finds their way onto their site? This should be the parents' responsibility to watch their kids and understand what they're doing if they want to be involved in their life. Why are you trying to go after the companies and restrict what they're allowed to do? Because all that's going to do is cause more red tape and make everyone suffer for it, adding more rules in for everyone to protect themselves. It's a complete back-ass approach to it. This guy thinks he's so smart about it. It's like, no, you idiot. You just cause more problems for everybody.
And don't forget, many of these people who do this online laws or something, they're boomers. Somehow the person who didn't grow up on the internet is now making these kinds of law. I guarantee you, this guy here, he never grew up during the internet times. He never get there. I'm 100% certain.
And people can take care of their own kids. Does this guy even have kids, by the way? That's a question I'd love to ask. He's talking like a guy that doesn't have kids, that acts like he knows what's best for other people who have kids.
And we've got a number of states that are passing this. And you know what happens is the porn company then says, we're not going to do business in your state, which of course is entirely what we were after. Right? So we're doing it from the back door. We're starting with the kids, and then we don't want we'd have a national ban on pornography if we could, right? So like
we'd have a national ban on pornography if we could. Think about that approach, by the way. How does someone like this get into a position of power? Yikes.
We would have, the porn companies being investigated for all
the way he's talking,
all manner of
the way he's talking, ironically, check this guy's hard drive. These are the exact types of people that I have a lot of questions on. If they're that serious about getting rid of pornography, I'm like, what kind of skeletons do you have in your closet where you really want to get rid of pornography? That's really weird. Why would you feel that way about it?
Human rights abuses.
You're trying to project your own issues on society right now, bro?
That could be a possibility. I'm gonna leave the full video link in the description. There's a lot of things I don't think I have enough time to cover in this video. So the gist of it is, and most importantly, your plan is to, well, this guy's plan is to have the P side, I don't want to say the real name, to have full responsibility of the children being served adult content. I'm so sorry, folks. I get short-circuited every time I want to say that because it's stupid. Every time they say they want to protect children, my brain just short-circuited. And you know what? Let me try that. I'm so sorry. This is the reason why these kinds of people who is presenting the Online Safety Act, the Screen Act, are mainly boomers. And not only that, if you don't know, the UK is trying their best to, control YouTube because they want the BBC and the Channel 4 to be served first in the homepage because they're dying. And I'm 100% certain all of you, well, some of you who are from the UK, you don't watch the BBC News or Channel 4. I may not be a parent or perhaps even having a children of my own, but I know through common sense, when it comes to the economy or cost of living, it's not easy. Before you think about marriage or anything, you have to think about yourself first. You have to ask yourself this: do I have enough money to afford any of this? Which includes basic necessity. And how are you going to get married if you're broke? Generally, folks, for now, I'm trying to focus on, I'm trying to focus on my own health and well-being. When I was still working on the side, I thought to myself, okay, every time I look at my paycheck, I tell myself, okay, do I have enough money to at least afford the basic necessity and most importantly to do YouTube as a job? That is the real question I'm asking myself. Every time I always think about my money, and I thought to myself, how far can I go with the funds I have right now? Can my funds be enough to help me make it way past monetization? That's the question I'm asking to myself.
He didn't want to have to go back home to that little town in Wisconsin and tell his sister that he'd had to watch her husband go down in flames. It was like that with all of us, really. The protector of our little family. I always knew that he'd have my back no matter what kind of hell we flew into. And it didn't take him long to throw us into the fire. I knew we'd be tested after Kinloss. I just didn't know how soon.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want woke or anti-woke detected, or you just want to see me play games, or perhaps you like trending topics. Visit my second, third, and fourth channel up here or link in the description.